Strike the iron when it is hot. Why do I? Watch this video till the end, you will definitely understand. Hey, my name is Ajay. I'm the founder of Maple Assistants. If you're here for the first time, please do consider subscribing to this channel. This channel is all about helping you get your Canadian PR visa and cracking your IELTS. Lots and lots of quality content lined up and waiting for you. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that right now. Couple of weeks back, when nobody expected, IRCC conducted a FSW draw literally after 126 days. No one expected it. We were not ready for it, but it happened. But as soon as it happened, we were all so excited, over the moon, jumping with joy, thinking that the good old days are back. But come 2 weeks down the lane, what happened? IRCC went back to their old trend of conducting a PNP and CEC draw. This literally had broken hearts of many aspirants. People who are waiting with a score 474, 475, 472, were thinking that they would get an invitation this Wednesday. They were all dejected. Why IRCC? Why is the big question. So I am someone who used to make a video as soon as an express entry draw happens. But this time I really wanted to take it a bit slow. I was looking at the numbers for the past 2 days and I could find out a lot of interesting things. I was thinking as if I am an IRCC member and what I would do when I look into those numbers. And I got a fresh perspective. And this video is all about my observations and the perspective from an IRCC point of view. So without any further ado, let's get on to that video now. Guys, let me first share some of the observations from the latest draw. So here I have actually compared the pool distribution on 6th July and 19th of July. So we can clearly see that in 6th July there were close to about 360. There were actually 360 candidates in the score range 600 to 1200. And on 19th July there was a very minimal increase, that is from 360 it increased to 383. So the change is 23 and the percentage is just 0.6. And this particular range from 652 we are able to see that 183. So the change is on the negative side, so I have not even considered the percentage here. Same thing in this particular range, 491 to 500. There were 483 candidates on 6th July, whereas only 148 candidates are there as on 19th July. So again, that's a minus. So people have reduced in this particular range. 481 to 490, 1600 candidates were there on 6th July, whereas it has come down drastically. On 19th July, we are able to see only 347 people. So there again, I have not calculated the percentage. Coming to the most important range, 471 to 480, 4,561 people were there on 6th July, and on 19th July, there are 4,720 candidates. So the change is again very minimal, I would say. Only a 3% change, 159 candidates. 461 to 470, 7,468 candidates on 6th July, and a very minimal change again here, 7,919. So 451 candidates have increased in this particular score range. 450 to 460, 8,191 and 8,527 on 19th July. So again a change of 336, which is 3.9%. 440 to 450, 7,679, and here it is 7,935. So it's very minimal again. 256, which is a 3.2% change. So we happen to see that very minimal change in terms of high scores. That is what we observe when we compare 6th July and 19th July pool distribution. Coming to the next one. So these are some of the possible draws which could happen in the year 2020. So this observation is quite disturbing actually. So practically speaking, in this year we are expected to have 11 more draws. These are the dates in which the draws are supposed to happen. August 5th, 19th, September 2nd, September 16th, likewise till December 23rd. So I'm just taking like 15 days once IRCC conducts a draw, right? So I've taken that into consideration. So considering all these things, we have about 11 draws. So last year, same time, So last year, 2019, July 23rd, the number of invitations issued were 45,400 and the target for 2019 was 81,400. Okay. This year, the number of invitations issued till 23rd of this year, 2020, the number of invitations are like 57,700, whereas the target for the year 2020 is only 85,800. So a very minimal change in terms of the targets, but in terms of invitations issued till July 23rd, we could see a significant, that is close to about 12,000 more invitations were actually issued this year. So if you take that into account, taking the number of invitations issued till 23rd July and the target for 2020, so the number of invitations to be issued this year is 28,100, and we know for a fact that the number of possible draws in 2020 is 11. So taking these two things into consideration, one alarming number which rises here is that the average draw size required to reach this particular target is only 2,500 odd. Okay, so like you don't even have to conduct a 3,900 size draw. You can conduct a 2,500 size draw and you could still comfortably reach the target of 85,800 this year. So this seems to be quite disturbing. So what does express entry draw 156 and 157 indicate? So basically it indicates a lot of things, and I was able to figure it out. And before I move on to the other slides, so a quick disclaimer here. So these are my personal views based on my research and understanding, and after an interaction with a lot of people over there who are there in Canada. So after looking into the numbers, these are my personal thoughts. Okay, so it might be right, it might not be right. The first observation that I find from these draws is nothing but the number of people who are entering the pool with high CRS score is very low. So we were able to see that, right, on the range between like 480 to 500. That particular range, it was on the negative side, correct? So the number of people with good CRS score, with high CRS score, they are not able to enter the pool, all thanks to IELTS getting postponed, and the VEST process or the ECA process is also slowed down these days because of COVID-19. So that is number one. That's my first observation. The second is the number of CEC applicants have increased significantly. So the last CEC draw happened a month back, and by that time the cutoff score was 431, and now after a month we could see the scores increasing to 445. There's a 14-point jump, which means that significant number of people have entered the pool, right? So that's another indication. Third one is we could clearly understand for the fact that IRCC is highly reluctant to bring down the federal skilled worker draw cutoff score. So that is again, so a lot of people might be wondering why IRCC didn't conduct a FSW draw. Instead they conducted, why is it they conducted a CEC and a PNP draw? This reason is very, very simple. So from the Excel sheet we could clearly understand for the fact that the percentage change between the last draw and this draw is very, very minimal. Very less number of people entered the pool. So if they had to conduct a FSW draw, probably in another couple of draws the scores has to come down drastically. IRCC could have done that, but looks like when they decided to go with the CEC PNP draw, it simply looks like that they are highly reluctant to bring down the federal skilled worker cutoffs. So that is what it indicates. Fourth point is that like IRCC may hold the FSW draw till the pool gets crowded at the top. So this again is another possibility which I see from the numbers. So if the numbers at the top is not getting crowded, they might continue with the CEC and PNP draws, and the moment they find good numbers in the top, in the range between 480 to 500 or 470 to 500 range, then again they might consider conducting a federal skilled worker draw. So this is what I believe. Another thing would be like IRCC would still be able to reach their ITAs even if they reduce the draw size to 2,500. So to reach their target of 85,000 odd invitations this particular year, all they need to do is they just have to simply bring down the draw size to 2,500 and still they'll be able to achieve their target. So why is this an alarming thing? Because if the number of invitations get reduced, it simply means that the cutoff score would increase, right? So more number of invitations, high chances that the cutoff scores could come down in the consecutive draws. But if less number of invitations, are issued in each and every draw, then there is a good chance that the CRS score might stay in that particular range itself, right? So that again is quite concerning. Last one, I would say that IRCC may alternate between the CEC, PNP and FSW draws. So probably there is supposed to be 2 draws in a month, 15 days once. So like one draw would be a CEC, PNP and the other draw would be a federal skill worker draw. There is a very high probability of this being the trend in the next few months this year. So this could very well be a possibility. So here are some of the assumptions. If IRCC conducts only 5 FSW draws in 2020, then the cutoff score would be hovering around the range 470s only. Okay, so if there is only 5 FSW draws in 2020, then the scores may not come down. Very good chance that the scores may be around this 470 range. Alright, and if the IRCC conducts another 6 CEC draws, then the scores will be the CEC cutoff scores will be somewhere around the 440s, which is a very good sign for a lot of Canadian experienced class people. And the next one is if the next 11 draws are all PNP, if all the next 11 draws are FSW draws or the all program draws, then we have a chance then there's a very good chance for the cutoff score to come down to the high 450s. Why do I say that? Because even with 2,500 invitations being issued, and we could clearly see that with IELTS not happening at least for the next month or so, and ECS all slowing down, for the pool to get crowded, it might take at least 2 to 3 months. So by then we would have had at least about like 4 to 5 draws. If we are having 4 draws, if 4 continuous FSW draws, then there's a good chance for the scores to come down to that 460s and 450s level, and further if they continue, the scores can even come down even more from there. Okay, so till the express entry pool is getting crowded on the top, there is a good chance for the scores to come down, but it all depends on the decision taken by IRCC. So the ball is in their court. As Canadian PR aspirant, I'm pretty sure that you are having a lot of questions in your mind. When does the next FSW draw happen? Will IRCC alternate between FSW and CEC PNP draws? Will the CRS cutoff score come down? Is it even worth trying going to Canada? So I know that your mind is flooded with a lot of questions. But to be frank guys, at this point of time, I don't want to speculate, but we'll have to play the waiting game. That's the best thing that we can actually do, because we really don't know what's going to happen in the future. So as far as IRCC is concerned, they are making the best use of the time, I should say. So in the beginning of the video, I said, hit the iron when it is hot. The reason why I said so is because if I were IRCC, then I would like to make use of this opportunity. So what do I actually mean? US has said no to immigrants till December 31st. So all the crowd, all the people who wanted to go to US are now looking at Canada. Australia is shut, I should say. I got a call from someone in Australia who's doing his masters. He said, I really want to apply for Canadian PR. I asked him why, and he told getting a PR in Australia is very difficult, number one. Number two, even if I get a PR, the job market is really bad here. So I really don't want to be here. I want to move to Canada. So Australia is also out of the game now. We know for a fact that Europe is literally shut down, I should say. New Zealand is very tough. You need to go do a study over there, and the process is also quite hectic and tough. Considering all these things, and I'm pretty sure if I were IRCC, I know this for a fact, and I would like to make use of this time, because I know I'm a country who's open for immigrants, and I know that people are waiting in queue to get into the country. So I get to choose because I have a lot of supply and there is a demand for people to come into my country. So that is exactly what IRCC is doing. They could have conducted a FSW draw, but they went for a PNP draw. It simply says that they are not willing to come down on the scores. They are very confident that over a period of time, people with high CRS score would come and fill in the pool, and then they want to take them up. So it simply indicates, or it shows that they really don't want to go to the lower CRS level. But it is all my thought, guys. I pray that I am wrong. I wish I am wrong. So if you have to pray that, like, you just keep praying that will come down and IRCC continues with the FSW draws. So let's all hope, let us all pray that these things happen, That's the best that we can do at this point of time. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you really like this video. If you do so, then please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, share your thoughts on the comments, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Until then, it is Ajay signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.